Prepare IAS coaching. It is one of the best coaching institutes for IAS and PCS preparation in Lucknow. This is the address. You can contact them to get further guidance for your civil services preparation. So, hello everyone. In this video, we'll do the daily current affairs analysis of the news items which were there in news on 30th September 2020. So, what all topics we will discuss? First, we will see the Mekadatu dam issue, what the issue is all about. Next, the PLI scheme for textile works. We will see what it is. Anti-malarial drug resistance. We will see about that. Next is the Ordnance Factory Board, what it is, its composition, significance, the work it does, we will see that. Next is the Landsat 9, we will study about that. Next is the Section 66A of the Information Technology Act, which had been removed by the Supreme Court in the Shreya Singhal case. So we will see that. So first is the Mekedatu issue. So it is from GS paper 2 and topic is government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. So why it is in news? Facing strong objection from Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry, the Kaveri Water Management Authorities (CWMA) had urged Karnataka to promptly deliver the balanced quantum of water owed to Tamil Nadu whilst dropping debate on the Mekedatu project. The release should be as per the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal's decision of 2007, which was modified by the Supreme Court in 2018. So, what was the issue? Tamil Nadu noted that Karnataka had only provided 85.8 TMC water instead of 119.5 TMC water until September 26. Tamil Nadu contended that Karnataka should indeed be ordered to deliver the surplus as well as the quota for the month of October promptly so that paddy planting in the Delta region may be protected. About the CWMA, Kaveri Water Management Authority, it has been created as per the Kaveri Management Scheme earlier framed by Centre and approved by the Honorable Supreme Court. So composition and power of CWMA, the authority will comprise of a chairman, a secretary and 8 members. Out of the 8 members, 2 will be full-time while 2 will be part-time members from center side. Rest 4 will be part-time members from states. So what are the functions of the CWMA? The main mandate of the CWMA will be to secure implementation and compliance of the Supreme Court's order in relation to storage, apportionment, regulation and control of Kaveri waters. CWMA will also advise the states to take suitable measures to improve water use efficiency. It will do so by promoting use of micro irrigation, change in cropping patterns, improved farm practices and development of command areas. The CWMA will also prepare an annual report covering its activities during the preceding year. So about the Mekedatu project, what it is? So Mekedatu is a multi-purpose drinking and power project. It involves building a balancing reservoir near Kankapura in Ramnagar district in Karnataka. The project, once completed, is aimed at ensuring drinking water to Bengaluru and neighboring areas. 4.75 TMC and also can generate 400 megawatt power. The estimated cost of the project is rupees 9,000 crore. Okay, so this is the map of the region. You can see this. Okay, it is important for prelims. So why is Tamil Nadu against the project? It says the CWDT and the Supreme Court have found that the existing storage facilities available in the Kaveri basin were adequate for storing and distributing water. So Karnataka's proposal is ex specie on the face of it untenable and should be rejected outright. It has also held that the reservoir is not just for drinking water alone, but to increase the extent of irrigation, which is in clear violation of the Kaveri Water Disputes Act. So award by the tribunal and the Supreme Court. The tribunal was set up in 1990 and made its final award in 2007, granting 419 TMC fit of water to Tamil Nadu, 270 TMC fit to Karnataka, 30 TMC fit to Kerala and 7 TMC fit to Puducherry. The tribunal ordered that in rain scarcity areas, rain scarcity years, the allocation for all would stand reduced. However, both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka expressed unhappiness over the allocation, and there were protests and violence in both states over water sharing. That saw the Supreme Court take up the matter, and in a 2018 judgment, it apportioned 14.75 TMC fit from Tamil Nadu's earlier share to Karnataka. The new allocation thus stood at 404.25 TMC fit for Tamil Nadu, while Karnataka's share went up to 284.75 TMC fit. The share for Kerala and Puducherry remains unchanged. So what are the important topics for prelims? Tributaries of the Kaveri, you have to study about them. Basin states, important falls and dams across the river. Where is Mekedatu? What is the project related to? Beneficiaries of the project. So source of this news is The Hindu. So PLI scheme for textile works. It is important for GS paper 2. The topic is government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. So why it is in news? The government has launched the production linked incentive PLI scheme for the textile sector worth rupees 10,683 crore. This is part of a larger PLI scheme for 13 sectors with a total budgetary outlay of 1.97 lakh crore. Focus areas. The PLI scheme for textiles aims to promote the production of high-value man-made fiber (MMF) fabrics, garments, and technical textiles. Eligibility: any person or company willing to invest a minimum of rupees 300 crore in plant, machinery, equipment, and civil works, excluding land and administrative building costs, to produce products of MMF fabrics, garments, and products of technical textiles will be eligible to participate in the first part of the scheme. Investors willing to spend a minimum of rupees 100 crore under the same conditions shall be eligible to apply in the second part of the scheme. Incentives. Under PLI, the center will subsidize eligible manufacturers by paying incentives on incremental production. Companies investing over rupees 300 crore in plant, machinery, equipment, and civil works to produce the identified products will get an incentive of 15% of their turnover, which needs to be rupees 600 crore in the third year. The companies investing between rupees 100 crore and rupees 300 crore will also be eligible to receive duty refunds and incentives lower than 15% of their turnover. The government expects to achieve fresh investment of over rupees 19,000 crore and a cumulative turnover of more than rupees 3 lakh crore. Significance. The PLI scheme will provide an immense boost to domestic manufacturing and prepare the industry for making a big impact in global markets in sync with the spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat. It will also help attract more investment into this sector. Need for two-thirds of international trade in textiles is of man-made and technical textiles. This scheme has been approved, so India can also contribute to the ecosystem of fabrics and garments made of man-made fabrics (MMF). So this is to provide a boost to the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, so these are the details you can see. So next is the prelims hot link topic. What are technical textiles? Features, types, and benefits of them. Production linked incentive scheme. When it was announced, incentives under the scheme are available too. What kind of investments will be considered? Duration of the scheme and who will implement it. Source of this news is the Indian Express. Next is the anti-malarial drug resistance. GS paper 3. Topic is biotechnology related issues. So why it is in news? In recent years, there is an increasing evidence for the failure of artemisinin-based combination therapy for falciparum malaria, either alone or with partner drugs. A recent study has described the presence of two mutations responsible for artemisinin resistance in northern Uganda. The current report of the artemisinin resistance in East Africa is a matter of great concern, as this is the only drug that has saved several lives across the globe. Why is there an increase in anti-malarial drug resistance? In most malaria endemic countries, including India, artemisinin-based anti-malarial drugs are the first-line choice for malaria treatment, especially against Plasmodium falciparum parasite, which is responsible for almost all malaria-related deaths in the world. Overuse has led to mutations in P. falciparum cases treated with artemisinin. What needs to be done? The time has come to carry out molecular malaria surveillance to find out the drug-resistant variants so that corrective measures can be undertaken in time to avert any consequences. Some experts even advocate using triple artemisinin based combination therapies where the partner drug is less effective. Trillium Scott link. So, what is antibiotic resistance? What are antibiotics? Milk production and consumption in India. What are critically important antibiotics? CIAs. Source is the Indian Express. Next is the Ordnance Factory Board, OFB. GS paper 2. Topic is the government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. So why it is in news? The 220-year-old Ordnance Factory Board will be dissolved on October 1 and its units will be corporatized under 7 PSUs. Need for corporatization will bring these entities under the purview of the Companies Act, would lead to improvements in efficiency, make products cost competitive and enhance their quality. It has been argued that OFB's monopoly has led to innovation drying up apart from low productivity, high costs of production, and lack of flexibility at the higher managerial levels. Functioning directly under the Ministry of Defense, the OFB and its factories could not retain profits and thus had no incentive to work towards increasing them. Recommendations by various committees in this regard. The restructuring of the Kolkata headquartered OFB into corporate entities was recommended in one or the other form by at least three expert committees on defense reforms set up in the last 2 decades: the TKS Nair Committee 2000, Vijay Kelkar Committee 2005, and Vice Admiral Ramanpuri Committee 2015. The Shekhatkar Committee did not suggest corporatization but recommended regular audits of all ordnance units considering past performance. How did the government tackle the workers' strike against this decision? Through the Essential Defense Services Ordinance and the bill, they aimed primarily to stop workers of ordnance factories from going on strike. Highlights of the bill. It is meant to provide for the maintenance of essential defense services so as to secure the security of nation and the life and property of public at large and for matters connected therewith incidental thereto. The bill empowers the government to declare services mentioned in it as essential defense services. It also prohibits strike and lockouts in any industrial establishment or unit engaged in essential defense services. Latest changes. The Ordnance Factory Board was directly under the Department of Defense Production and worked as an arm of the government. But in June, the government announced its corporatization. As per this plan, 41 factories, ammunition and other equipment to the armed forces will become part of 7 government-owned corporate entities. The government has claimed that the move is aimed at improving the efficiency and accountability of these factories. However, following this, many federations announced the launch of indefinite strikes. This was countered by the Essential Defense Services Ordinance, which was promulgated on June 30. Who will it affect? It has a direct bearing on around 70,000 employees of the 41 ordnance factories around the country who are unhappy with the corporatization of OFB, fearing that it will impact their service and retirement conditions. Need for the ordnance factories form an integrated base for indigenous production of defense hardware and equipment with the primary objective of self-reliance in equipping the armed forces with state-of-the-art battlefield equipment. Therefore, there is a need to provide for the maintenance of essential defense services so as to secure the security of nation and the life and property of public at large and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. So prelims important topics are what is a OSB, what are the functions of that, how many OSBs are there in India, and highlights of the recently passed bill and the ordinance. Okay, so source of this news is the Hindu. Next is Landsat 9. It is important for GS paper 3. Topic is awareness in space. So why it is in news? Landsat 9 was recently launched by NASA. So about the Landsat 9, it is an Earth monitoring satellite. It is a joint mission of NASA and the US Geological Survey (USGS). Together with Landsat 8, it will collect images of Earth's surface. It takes 8 days to capture the whole Earth. It is the most technologically advanced satellite of its generation. It can see more colored shades with greater depth than the previous satellites, helping scientists capture more details about our ever-changing planet. The instruments aboard Landsat 9 are the Operational Land Imager 2 (OLI-2) and the Thermal Infrared Sensor 2 (TIRS-2). They will measure different wavelengths of light reflected off the Earth's surface. About the Landsat series, the first Landsat satellite was launched in 1972, and since then, Landsat satellites have collected images of our planet and helped understand how land usage has changed over the decades. Significance and applications of Landsat missions. In 2008, it was decided that all Landsat images will be free and publicly available, and the policy has helped scores of researchers, farmers, policy analysts, glaciologists, and seismologists. Landsat images have been used to study the health of forests, coral reefs, monitor water quality, and melting glaciers. How will the satellite help monitor climate change? If a forest is affected by drought, it will be seen in Landsat images and can help the researchers decode the areas at risk. Similarly, during a wildfire, the Landsat images will capture the plumes of smoke and help study the extent of burning. The satellite images can also help recovery experts plan sites for replanting. Landsat images can also help identify water bodies affected by potentially harmful algal blooms. Prelims hot link topics. What is radar imaging? What are Earth observation satellites? Differences between GSLV and PSLV. Applications of Landsat 9. Differences between low Earth orbit and geostationary orbits. Sources: The Indian Express. So next topic in news is the Section 66A of the Information Technology Act. GS paper 2 topic is government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. So why it is in news? The Delhi High Court has asked the center to consider as representation a petition seeking to remove provisions from the statute such as Section 66A of the Information and Technology Act, which have already been declared unconstitutional. What's the issue? There are several criminal law sections that were struck down by the Supreme Court but continue to be used by police officers. In some cases, trial courts went ahead with framing charges under the defunct IT Act provision even after taking cognizance of the Supreme Court's 2015 judgment. What is Section 66A? Section 66A defines the punishment for sending offensive messages through a computer or any other communication device like a mobile phone or a tablet. A conviction can fetch a maximum of 3 years in jail and a fine. It empowered police to make arrests over what policemen, in terms of their subjective discretion, could construe as offensive or menacing or for the purposes of causing annoyance, inconvenience, etc. Shreya Singhal case. The Supreme Court had in its judgment in the Shreya Singhal case struck down Section 66A of the Information Technology Act 2000. So why did Supreme Court strike down Section 66A? The Supreme Court had noted that Section 66A arbitrarily, excessively, and disproportionately invades the right of free speech under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution and upsets the balance between such right and the reasonable restrictions that may be imposed on such right, and the definition of offences under the provision was open-ended and undefined. Recent observations made by the court. On July 5, the Supreme Court had expressed shock and dismay the police continuing to register cases under Section 66A despite it being quashed 6 years ago. As of March 2021, a total of 745 cases are still pending and active before the district courts in 11 states, wherein the accused persons are being prosecuted for offences under Section 66A of the IT Act. Prelims Hotline topics about Section 66A of the IT Act, about Articles 19 and 21 of the Constitution. Shreya Singhal case is related to which case? The source of this news is The Hindu. So thank you so much for watching this analysis video. Have a nice day.